You've watched them grow older on screen, but what happens when time finally catches up and they decide to turn back the clock? In this video, we're revealing some of Hollywood's most jaw-dropping male transformations. From barely noticeable touch-ups to complete reinventions, these stars prove that fame doesn't make you immune to a little nip and tuck. If you love unbelievable before and after moments, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a C in the comments if any of these transformations left you stunned. Before the world knew Caitlyn Jenner Bruce, Jenner embodied the very spirit of American athletic greatness. Winning the gold medal in the decathlon at the 1976 Olympics, he was celebrated as a symbol of strength, speed, and unwavering determination. To an entire generation, Bruce represented not just athletic excellence, but the ideals of masculinity, discipline, and success. Yet even the world's greatest athlete could not escape the quiet passage of time or the deeper journey within. After stepping away from the Olympic spotlight, Bruce sought to maintain his polished public image through minor cosmetic procedures. By the mid-1990s, he underwent a nose surgery, one that, according to him, didn't go as planned. Rather than hiding it, Bruce spoke openly about the experience on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, a rare moment of honesty in a culture where men were expected to appear untouched by vanity. His transparency opened the door to broader conversations about aging appearance and authenticity themes that resonated deeply, especially with older audiences. In 2009, Bruce underwent additional facial surgery, and by 2014, a tracheal shave. A procedure often associated with gender transition marked a profound personal turning point. When Bruce became Caitlyn Jenner in 2015, it wasn't about fame or spectacle, it was about truth. Her story became a testament to courage, the courage to live as one's authentic self. And perhaps that remains her most inspiring legacy of all. Simon Cowell became a household name by doing what few dared, speaking the harsh truth. As the tough judge on American Idol, he built a career-crushing pop star dreams with a glare or a sharp remark. His blunt honesty made him both feared and admired, turning him into reality TV's symbol of tough love. But behind the cameras, as the applause faded and time passed, Simon faced a different struggle with aging and the unrelenting glare of fame. In the early 2000s, his look was unmistakable black t-shirts, a calm, serious face that rarely changed. But by 2008, fans noticed his forehead no longer moved a clear sign of Botox. Ever the realist, Simon joked, "Every guy I know has had it done now." Over time, surgeries and fillers reshaped the face audiences once knew. By 2019, he looked almost wax-like. Even Simon admitted, "I probably went a bit overboard, I didn't recognize myself." It was a rare moment of vulnerability from a man known for his confidence. Recently, he's chosen a different path, ditching Botox for clean eating, exercise, and natural aging. Now in his 60s, Simon still delivers tough love, but with a more grounded, genuine presence. His journey reminds us that even the harshest critics can change, and that real strength lies in accepting ourselves, flaws and all. In the early 1990s, Mickey Rourke shocked Hollywood by walking away from a rising acting career to pursue professional boxing. It wasn't about fame or fortune, it was about proving something to himself. But the ring took its toll. Years of injuries left his face severely damaged, leading to multiple reconstructive surgeries. What started as medical repair turned into a series of cosmetic procedures. In trying to restore his looks, Rourke trusted the wrong surgeon. "I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together," he later admitted. His transformation was drastic. The rugged heartthrob had become almost unrecognizable. The tabloids mocked him, but Mickey stayed true to his defiant, honest self, unfazed by criticism. By the late 90s, his altered face seemed to mark the end of his Hollywood career. Yet he didn't hide. He faced the world's scars and all turning pain into strength. That resilience paid off in The Wrestler 2008, where his weathered features and haunted eyes gave power to a role that revived his career. As Rourke put it, "My face tells a story. It's not always pretty, but it's real." His journey reminds us that true strength isn't about perfection. It's about survival and the courage to wear every scar with pride. Those disco lights, sharp dance moves, and that iconic hair once made John Travolta the face of a generation. More than just Danny Zuko from Grease, he embodied cool confidence when wide collars and swagger ruled. But time eventually caught up, and Travolta learned to adapt quietly on his own terms. By his 20s, he was already battling hair loss. In the image-driven 80s, he took a bold step with early hair transplants, a pioneering move that showed his commitment to preserving his look. For Travolta, that famous hair wasn't vanity, it was part of who he was. By the 1990s and Pulp Fiction, he stopped hiding it, embracing a confident, slicked-back style. Later, subtle lifts and transplants helped him stay camera-ready, not to look young again, but to keep his trademark presence. Travolta never confirmed any procedures, and he doesn't have to. One week, he's proudly bald, the next, he's back with a full head of hair. For him, appearance is part of the performance. The illusion, the charm, the magic, it's all still there. Tom Cruise, with his million-dollar smile, sharp focus, and signature sprint, is the very image of Hollywood action. On screen, he defies gravity. Off-screen, he seems to defy time. At 62, he moves with the energy of a man half his age, prompting the question, genetics, discipline, or a touch of cosmetic magic. In The Outsiders, 1983, Cruise was charming but imperfect, uneven teeth, natural color. By Top Gun 1986, he sported dazzling veneers and a movie star grin that launched him into superstardom. Over the years, his face subtly evolved, smoother skin, a more defined jawline, and a refined nose. Though he's never admitted to any cosmetic work, experts suspect Botox fillers or thread lifts, all done with precision and restraint. Cruise credits his youthful look to training, diet, and Scientology. Maybe that's partly true. Whatever the secret, it works. Still performing his own stunts, running rooftops, flying helicopters, Cruise remains unstoppable. A man who seems to have hit pause on aging while Hollywood keeps trying to catch up. Sylvester Stallone, a name that instantly evokes grit muscle, and two unforgettable icons, Rocky Balboa and John Rambo. He didn't just play them, he lived them, always getting back up after every hit. But even Hollywood's toughest hero can't outrun time forever. Instead of fearing aging, Stallone faces it with disciplined confidence and a few smart tweaks. Born with partial facial paralysis from a birth injury, he developed that signature slurred, deep voice, both a trademark and a challenge for an actor. His first surgery in 1975 after a jaw injury during Death Race 2000 was functional, quietly shaping the future of his career. After Rocky and Rambo's massive success, Stallone subtly refined his look, sharpening his jawline, smoothing his forehead, and keeping his rugged masculinity intact. By the 2000s, his face looked smoother but still natural, never overdone. And he's never been shy about it. In a 1992 interview, he joked, "I'm like a car, I need regular maintenance." For Stallone, appearance is part of the craft. So when he returned in The Expendables, fans saw it clearly. Time may move on, but Stallone still looks and fights like a legend. Burt Reynolds wasn't just a movie star, he was pure Americana. With his trademark mustache, sparkling eyes, and effortless charm, he could win over a nation with a single smile. At his peak, he embodied rugged masculinity, humor, and swagger. But like the Trans Am he drove in Smokey and the Bandit, that handsome look needed some upkeep, and Burt never hit it. In the early 1970s, while filming Deliverance, a severe injury broke his jaw and required surgery, subtly altering his face. Determined to restore his sharp features, he underwent jawline surgery, a bold move for a male star of his era. By the late 70s, as hair loss began, Burt tried one of the first hair transplants. The results were imperfect, so he often hid it under a cowboy hat, joking about it with his trademark humor. In the 1980s, he had 2 facelifts, later admitting they left his face a bit tight. Still, he laughed. "I'm like a drum. Stretch me out and I still make noise." Even as time passed, his charm, wit, and confidence never faded. Through every tweak and transformation, Burt Reynolds stayed true to himself. Bold, funny, and unforgettable. Al Pacino. That gravelly voice, those intense eyes, and the quiet power that made Michael Corleone feel like a living man, not a role. Pacino isn't just an actor. He's a symbol of authenticity and grit. From The Godfather to Serpico, his performances were raw and real, untouched by Hollywood vanity. He never chased youth or perfection, choosing instead to age with intention and dignity. Through the 70s and 80s, Pacino's look evolved naturally. Thinning hair, deeper lines, eyes that carried experience. In an industry obsessed with image, his refusal to conform made him even more magnetic. By the 90s, however, fans began to notice small refinements. Thicker hair, a slightly sharper jawline, smoother skin, and perhaps a subtle eyelid lift. Nothing drastic, just enough to refresh his expression without changing who he was. Unlike stars who hide behind surgery, Pacino's rumored touch-ups seemed practical, preserving the actor's ability to convey depth and emotion. His strength has never come from appearance, but from presence. Today, in his 80s, Al Pacino remains compelling, aged, textured, and entirely himself. Like an old book worn on the outside but rich within, he proves that true artistry only deepens with time. Robert Redford remains one of Hollywood's enduring symbols of classic charm. With his golden hair, piercing eyes, and effortless magnetism, he captivated audiences without flash or theatrics, calm, confident, and quietly charismatic. That same understated grace has shaped the way he's faced aging in the public eye. While many of his peers pursued dramatic makeovers, Redford chose a quieter path. By the mid-1980s, he began making subtle refinements not to transform, but to gently preserve what made him unique. A light lower eyelid adjustment softened signs of fatigue, and a discreet jawline lift maintained his signature definition. These were never about erasing time, but about staying true to himself. He avoided extremes, no frozen skin, no fillers that changed expression. Instead, Redford allowed his face to age naturally, letting every line tell a story. When asked about cosmetic surgery, he simply said, "Everyone has the right to do what they feel they need." It wasn't denial or endorsement, just quiet self-assurance. Today, his appearance reflects care, not vanity. His wrinkles speak of a life deeply lived, and his calm confidence stands as a reminder that true elegance isn't about defying time. It's about embracing it with grace and authenticity. John Wayne remains one of the most iconic figures in American cinema. With broad shoulders, a slow, steady gait, and that deep, commanding voice, he embodied the rugged spirit of the American West. Whether taming the frontier or facing down villains, Wayne stood for strength, grit, and integrity. Yet behind that towering image was a man, one who, like anyone else, could not escape time and quietly took steps to maintain the persona millions admired. In 1948, at the height of his fame, Wayne began experiencing significant hair loss. At a time when cosmetic procedures for men were almost taboo, he underwent one of Hollywood's earliest hair transplants. Though primitive by modern standards, it worked well enough to let him wear his signature cowboy hat with confidence, preserving the iron-tough image fans expected. For Wayne, it wasn't vanity, it was about protecting the legend. By the mid-1960s, sagging eyelids began interfering with his vision on set, prompting a small corrective surgery, not to look younger but to stay sharp and focused in his action scenes. Later, he reportedly had a subtle facelift around his jaw and neck again for maintenance, not transformation. Wayne never ran from time. He managed it quietly, ensuring the Duke remained larger than life. Even with a little behind-the-scenes help, he stayed the embodiment of American toughness, steadfast, stoic, and timeless. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.